Okay, let's talk about shows.
Um, we're in upstate New York. Uh, Probably the largest big city is Binghamton. There's the city of Norwich, as in Norwich Aspirin. And they've had a show there for years, and we've done it for 10 years now. Set up Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, the weather could not have been more gorgeous, which of course people stayed home and barbecued and whatever. Sunday, it started to rain at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it rained and it drizzled and it poured and it rained and it drizzled and it poured. But we did a little better than average at that show, so we didn't complain. George got a ribbon for third prize in woodworking. But the thing is, for next year, he doesn't have to be juried in and saves him $15. So
Wow.
we're okay.
Well, but it's not the $15, it's knowing that you have a show.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
And we don't have to, fight for it. So there were 100 artists. Probably the foot traffic was a little less than usual. And I figured, brilliant me, we were going to sell things like French rolling pins and boxes and small things on a lathe. Nope. People wanted the $89.99, $200, $400 pepper mills. So we ran out because I figured that with the economy and all of that, yeah, people are going to go for small stuff. Yeah, guessed wrong. Oh, well, we did okay. No complaints.
That happens.
Yep.
I did a show. Sorry.
No, I was just going to ask if you did a show.
Oh, I did a show this weekend in West End. It's called West End. It's a show in Lagrange, Illinois. Saturday we set up on Friday afternoon. The show goes Saturday and Sunday. It's about 60 artists. It's a really slow show. Once upon a time was run by Amy Andor, then changed to Aaron Malloy, and then changed to the Chamber. The Chamber had kept it going, and since the Chamber took over, and done much, much better in that show. Saturday, I saw my first 48 by 72 ever. So
Good.
that put the show on a different level. Last year was my best show, and last year I did Old Town, so it was really good again. But
did they buy off the wall, or does it have to be shipped to them?
I'd ship everything to them. Because everything that they was buying, I would not. The older piece that I saw off the wall was a 30 by 45. And those pieces are too big for people to be carrying around.
Right.
So I just told them to. And also, I find out when I look at the metal prints in the sun, sometimes you see like a little scratch that you can barely see. So I just told them that you're better off just getting a new one, because those are being displayed for. That was my 10th show in a row. So it might be a good idea to just get a new one.
Yeah.
But if they want to take the one off the wall as it is, fine with me. I wasn't going to argue with them.
Well, doing the one and giving them a new one makes you look like a prince. That's always good.
Yeah. It's not only that. It's just that I tell people I don't want you to get home and find something that's wrong and asking me to make you a new one when I told you from the get-go you're better off just getting a new one.
Yeah,
Because I'm still going to charge you the full price, so might as well just get a brand new one.
So how
There
much
you-
is this, how much is a 6-foot piece?
That's $5,000. And you know what the best part? She only gave me $3,000 deposit because I have to ship it until December. So I was happy.
yeah.
Really happy.
And
So
how much does it cost?
that's a little bit with the crate and chip, it's going to be 1,500.
Okay. I thought it would be less than that.
No, it's not. It's not.
Rates just went up.
It used to be cheaper, long time ago. There
Yeah,
was I was reading a post in our first photo group that they were saying that guy needed to raise the prices because everything went up. And so like, yeah, everybody been doing that 2-3 times through the year now because everything is getting up in price. It's not even funny anymore. So I just sell that for more money, but I don't think if I'm going to, I don't think I can get it, to be honest with you. But
actually, you only got it once,
yeah, so
so you could easily raise it to 6,000.
yeah, I think I'm going to do that because it is a big piece, and I can't even carry that in the van. So I would be asking for trouble. But I'm really happy. You know, it's kind of funny when people see a 40 by 16 in your booth and they think that's too small. Oh God. That was the problem. And you know what? It's happening more and more often lately. So I think that idea that you was thinking like people are buying low end. I think it's my experience always been that's the middle point that goes away. Like the people that was spending, in my case, between the $5 and the $1,000 pieces, those I barely see. I see people paying $400, $300, and $200, and then $1,000 more. I don't see that what I used to think was the sweet spot. I don't see that anymore. But it's been like that for a while, at least for me. I know that some people say that it's not, but that's my experience. Hey, you show up. That's you. You're the one in the bottom of the screen with the hands in the chin.
Frank,
Frank, when are you going to change that artwork on the wall behind you?
Probably never. It's nice.
Oh.
These are advertising for 19th century Japanese stage plays. No theater. My father found them at an auction. I don't know how many decades ago. And they're beautiful.
yeah, but you could have one of Oscar's.
Yeah,
Hey, I was happy to donate it to you for an exchange of some money.
I don't think that's a donation exactly, Oscar.
Oh, that's what I call donation.
Not that I object to being sold to, mind you, but
No, it's been a good year for me. Uh, Talking about vehicles, just that I had to take the van for the first time to have the brakes fixed, and I only had the van for 25,000 miles. I was, oh my God, I cannot believe it cost me $2,000 to replace the brakes.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh God. I was expecting 1,200, 1,300, but not $2,000. That was my jaw was in the floor. So that went all the profit that I made the weekend.
But at least you had it.
Yeah, I know. That is the blessing, you know, because it could be a lot worse. And I don't know if it's common. That sounds about right with a Transit or ProMaster or Mercedes Benz to that much money for doing the brakes.
well, the parts probably cost more than they did a year ago. And the labor definitely costs more than it did a year ago.
Yeah, the labor was like $810.
Yeah, but you figured 80, 90, $100 an hour.
135 an hour. But
There you go.
and that's the rate, but there is something else. It's supposed to be a 12-hour job, and they did it in 6 hours.
Well, yeah, they make more money doing it quicker.
Yeah. So, but they got it. You know, it's the flat rate, no matter how long it takes them.
Yeah.
Yeah, mechanics figured that out. How come photographers can't?
I-
No, I'm serious.
yeah,
I mean, photographers don't know how to charge for their time.
But mechanics don't charge for their time. They charge for
They have a book.
the
and
maximum
they look up
allowable
the
time
job
it
in the
takes.
book.
Yeah, the rate book, it's the maximum allowable time to do any particular job.
Right, but I'm saying, how come photographers can't figure that out?
You could do it. You
No, I
have a
can't.
rate book, and the minimum is
But who
$4,000.
decides on the rate?
The individual photographer, Larry.
Right.
Absolutely.
And in fact, if you sell the same picture 30 times, you're getting a lot more for the time than if you sell it 10 times.
Right.
So you're not doing it that differently. Hey, Teresa, when are we meeting again?
I don't know. I have to recover from last weekend.
We don't need an hour, you know, we need 15 minutes or so.
All right. I will look at your calendar and schedule something between now and the end of the week. How's that?
I will send you a Calendly link. And
Perfect.
Katie, how about you? Are we ever gonna go back to look at your website again?
I'm gathering a list of questions.
Okay.
It's improved a lot since you helped me separate it into different pages.
Excellent.
But it's still slow, and I just read something that you shouldn't, in the slideshow type setup, you shouldn't have more than 20 pictures, but they didn't say whether or not there shouldn't be more than 20 pictures on a page. So that's
Well, the number of pictures on the page will affect the speed for sure, but I have seen Weebly sites with 20 pictures on a page that seemed fine to me. Doesn't mean they're fine to everybody. I've got good broadband, but
yeah. Well,
Annette,
it's
did
things
you ever
like that.
Am I misremembering that you were going to talk to me at some point? Annette?
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, I have a website. I was thinking I maybe could use your help. I have people in the house that could probably help me, but it doesn't really get done, so.
Well, if you want me, let me know, but I will assume no then, because I do have this memory that you said you would want to talk to me at some point.
I think I probably should, because I have Squarespace.
Mm-hmm.
And but now I'm like changing my whole, I need a new domain because I'm changing it because I used to do like murals and it doesn't really make sense what I had for what I do now. So I think I need to do that. And
Maybe you should keep the old website and the new website, so
well, that's true. I probably just need another one.
yeah,
So,
so you'll have a website for the murals in case anybody wants to pay you a lot of money for one, and
Uh,
another
so-
website for the art
yeah,
shows.
that's a good idea. So what can you do on websites? Can you help with wording? I have a real hard time with writing things.
I'm a decent editor. I'm not a copywriter, and mostly what I do is troubleshoot these days with pre-existing websites. I'm not even trying to sell new ones anymore, but I've been teaching people how to use Weebly and Squarespace. So
Oh, okay. I mean, it seems like you should be able to figure it out. I just don't really like to work on computers. I just don't like to, I don't know. I like doing other
Well,
stuff.
well,
So,
Sue Moberly, who was in this group a few times, and I are working on a website together, and she said it's empowering and oddly fun.
oh, okay. We'll see. I
I
mean,
put that on my website, empowering and oddly fun. It's-
there you go. Well, yeah, so I just need to, I keep saying, I mean, I haven't changed anything in over a year and nothing is updated. I mean, if people go to my website, it's like, I don't even know. You know, it's really just there to have a website, to say I have a website. It's not anything really, so.
All right, well, why don't you, do you have my email address? Let's schedule something and we'll just have a conversation and there's no commitments and
Okay,
we can together make a decision whether it makes sense to work together or not.
okay. Here, yes, I don't
Hey,
know, your email.
Annette,
Yes.
do you need a domain name?
Well, I was gonna use I changed my name.
Guess what name is available?
Oh, what name is available?
Paintedballs.com.
Is it really? Oh, that's interesting. Well, I changed my
If you
name.
want it, you need to register it right away.
Oh, okay. Was it
Because-
someone else's before?
No, I mean, it just came up as available. It'll disappear.
Oh, because I changed my John helped me with a name. So it's Silkwood Atmospheres. So it's kind of like atmospheres, but it's two different names.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
come on. No, you have to spell it. You don't want a name you have to spell for people. It needs
Well,
to
it
be
is
simple.
atmosphere. It is atmosphere, but it's just like broken into two words. Do you think that's too weird?
You have to keep it simple.
The name that I just suggested is the
Okay.
best possible name you could ever get.
Okay. Painted balls.
How much is that available for, Larry? Is it?
It's whatever you pay for it. It's cheap. You want me to
No.
register it for you?
Oh, I don't know. I can
I mean,
probably.
I could register it
Is
right
it
now.
paintedballs.com, .net,
No, .com.
.com? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's only $16. Just do it and just
Depends,
hold
it
it in.
depends on where you go for a registrar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I can probably do that. I just,
Well, yeah, but the point is,
Won't
when
be there.
something like this is available, it could disappear anytime.
oh, okay.
It's too good a name.
Okay. Well, I can do it after.
You should just go do it right now so you have it. You can always drop it after a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't have to, having the name allows you to use it, doesn't require to use it as long as you just keep paying the registrar whatever their annual fee is.
So where do you go to get it? Because he's always does my computer stuff, so I don't even.
Do you want me to register it?
Well, if you want to, then I can pay you.
Yeah, I charge $30 a year. Well,
To have it?
what?
Well, that's fine, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do it for me. So I didn't get a chance to talk to Karen at the St. Louis Art Fair because she was really busy. But I did see Allison. I was volunteering, so I did talk to Allison.
Okay, my email address is in the chat, and
Oh, okay. Let me write it down.
You're on LinkedIn and follow Frank there because he puts out hints and whatever.
Oh, I don't have a LinkedIn.
Oh, okay.
I maybe should, but I don't.
well, for artists, Instagram is much more important, but
Yeah.
Well, he just puts out, is it a blog or what?
they're
Post?
just LinkedIn posts. I'm trying to do 3 a week. I'm averaging 2, so some weeks it's 1 and some weeks it's 3, and I'm trying to establish that I know more about websites than most people, and that if you have a website problem, you should talk to me.
He knows a lot more than I do.
This is there's stuff I don't, Teresa. It all works out, but I am I'm targeting a new set of customers, coaches and business coaches and business consultants. I have a soft spot in my heart for all you artists. But I'm on LinkedIn to talk to this other audience.
So how was the St. Louis Art Fair?
Well, I mean, I think it was very successful. The weather was really good. I guess Karen could say better because I didn't sell anything, but it was good.
Karen, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so I'm coming back from the St. Louis Art Fair. I am not driving. My husband's with me and he is driving. We're in Wyoming. We had a little reception issues. That's why I've been tuning in and out. But this is the first time I've made a trip for just one show. And it was the St. Louis Art Fair. I was on the wait list and was invited to participate. I was thrilled. Then I was also asked to be part of the Emerging Artists panel discussion, which the St. Louis Art Fair has been doing every year for several years. And it was a great deal of fun. They select emerging artists who are interested in participating. They take the time to talk to other experienced artists, to job shadow us, if you will, with both setup and tear down and at the booth. And this year, I was asked to speak to the question, why do we do art fairs? And at first, I was a little dismissive about the question, thinking, well, of course, the obvious answer is we go because of the marketplace. But when I thought about it a little bit more, and with discussions with other people, we also realized we do the art fairs because of the connections with the organizations, connections with our fellow artists, connections with our customers. That's the most valuable part, because we form relationships as we sell our art to them. We actually, we develop a relationship that lasts, and they come back and they talk to us the next year and they want to buy something new, and that continues to happen. St. Louis happens to be an art fair where I do well. I do clothing, wearable art that's hand woven, which is maybe a little bit harder than selling other kinds of 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional artwork, but I come prepared. And I was particularly satisfied this year in that I had customers who at first were uncertain I would have something that would fit them or work for them. And was able to say, let me step in the back. I have this piece that might be just the thing. And it was. So I deal with the human form. My work isn't complete until it's on and it fit. And I felt we set up on Friday morning. Then we open at 5 p.m. and go until 10 p.m. St. Louis really is quite the event. Saturday, the sales were very strong. Then we had Sunday, there was Saturday evening, the weather started to turn with the threat of thunderstorm, lightning, light rain. We weren't quite sure which way it was going to go, and the crowd tapered off. But Sunday, we open at 11 and go to 4, and sales were just as strong. And so I think I had my best show ever in sales and coming home with orders. I'm very impressed with the judges, the art fair director making contact with us, with the organization, the parking, the hotels. It's a well-run show, and it's a pleasure to be there.
Well, that's about as good a review as anybody could hope for, I think.
Yeah. It's competitive to get in. They have like 1,200 applications for about 140 spots. And I have been a juror in the past, and that was quite an experience too. I worked hard to be prepared as a juror and to do my fellow artist friends justice. I learned a lot. Yeah. So anyway, I'm only doing one show this year in the Midwest. Typically, I would stay and do others, but I have this very special trip coming up next week where I get to go to Florence, Italy to learn how to weave on a jacquard lily. And I'm pretty excited about it. So it's time to go home and get ready for that. Any questions?
Are you driving?
No,
I'm not. My husband is next to me and he's at the wheel. I'm driving the
Oh, okay.
Sprinter. And so,
Oscar
yes, we
Oscar
did have-
answered because he's used to being in a meeting where he's driving.
Yeah, well, I don't do that. That's not safe. We did
It's
have
called-
a few.
it's
We
called
did have a
hands
few
free
adventures.
system. You know,
Yeah.
you don't have to be looking at the phone. You have to look at the road and just hear the audio.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I thought you might like to see the traffic that we're in today here in Wyoming.
that looks like a lot of traffic for that area.
We did have one adventure with a vehicle, and I'll share this only because I know there are other sprinters out there with artists. I have a 2013 Sprinter cargo van. It's the short one. She gets really good maintenance, but I haven't driven her for about 2 years for art fairs. So we were prepared for this trip, and then lo and behold, we're underway and the dash lights go on, and it is the ABS brake system. And we were quite concerned. So we tried to make an appointment for the Sprinter to be serviced. We could not find a Sprinter dealer anywhere in Oregon who wasn't already booked with appointments 2 months out. So then we called St. Louis, we called Salt Lake City, we called Omaha, and they are all booked with a recall notice on these Sprinters dating back to 2013. It turns out we had already taken care of that recall, but many other Sprinter owners had not. So my son had given us a code reader to plug in under the dash, which would help me make decisions about whether or not what the code really was and how serious it was. Do I need to turn the engine off or can I keep on driving, sort of stuff. and I figured out that it was a sensor on one tire. But we couldn't get an appointment. So we've been driving with all three brake coat lights on. It just means that the cruise control doesn't work. So it's just part of the anxiety of making these trips is having a reliable vehicle. And it takes money to be to have the vehicle serviced and ready to go and finding a way to get it repaired. So I'd like to hear from other Sprinter drivers at some time, but apparently I'm not alone in these kind of issues.
You know, I changed the, I use full synthetic oil and I serve my van since March, I think 4 times for the oil already. I just have to change the brakes in the van. So you have to do those things because, and I'll find out that my engine light was coming on and there was a sensor. It's a temperature control sensor. And that's super sensor controls the temperature of the engine, the transmission, the inside the cabinet, everything. So if that sensor is not working, you can have a really bad experience after
Right,
that.
right. Hey, I'm going through a tunnel. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye
Okay.
for now.
Can I ask you a question? What kind of work you saw in like a, how to this, do you see the work in more in photography for San Luis? I feel was more
Who are you talking to?
what is the girl with the
Oh,
Karen.
Lynette? Yeah, that one. Sorry, I will learn your name someday.
Karen's gone.
Yeah. So what kind of work you saw in photography in general? Can you describe it? Because I'm debating if it's even worth it to apply to that show.
Don't they have exhibitors, a list of exhibitors on the website?
they do. They still have it up. You can just do St. Louis Art Fair 2022 artist and they'll all come up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a good mix. I know everybody made a lot of money. I heard this one guy, and I was floored by the amount. I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. So, but yeah, there was a good variety. I don't know. There was some black and white photography and probably, and they have the award winners too. If you follow St. Louis Art Fair, they posted all of the award winners on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see kind of what the judges picked for that, but there was some of everything. It was really a pretty good variety, I think. So I don't know. Good. I mean, it's very competitive. It is very competitive, but people.
No, it's supposed to be super competitive. If it's not, it won't be one of the top shows in the nation.
It seems like a lot of the same people do it every year, and I don't know if they just get like the one girl. I was booth sitting, and I was trying to ask them questions, and she kind of said like she was grandfathered in, but I think it's because if you like Karen, if you do something for them, if you volunteer like she did, you get to come back the next year. Or if you win an award, you get to come back. So I think that happens to quite a few artists. So maybe that's why I see a lot of the same people every year. But I mean, things like, I'm trying to think what kind of photography. Yeah, I guess if you just look on the list of artists, you'll be able to see. That would be the best way to do it.
Okay.
Don't they have pictures from each artist?
Yeah, they do. They do. And then they also link to their websites, so you could see what they do.
Yeah, I got into St. Louis once. Never did it.
You didn't go?
A week after I paid my booth fee, I tore my rotator cuff.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And that was it. I retired.
Good. Yeah, they have it laid out well, like the music is far enough away. Only thing is Allison's not on this call today.
No, she's still driving in. Last time I
Okay.
saw on Facebook.
Cause she was sort of in a at the end of the row, and her neighbor didn't show up, so her booth kind of looked like it wasn't part of the fair. She was kind of like there was a big space between her and the rest of the row, which was kind of weird. So I don't know how she did. She had to like turn her booth around so people even knew she was like an art booth. And then there was a guy playing music across from her, so I'd be curious to see how it all worked out for her. I didn't get to go back and talk, but
She also came off of the wait list.
right.
And
I would think they'd fill in that gap though, because she was off by herself, kind of. It was kind of weird that there was that gap in between the whole row and then her. And then it was like a beer tent after that.
Oh.
So it was just kind of strange that they didn't tell her to move over, maybe, but I guess maybe they don't know the people weren't coming. I don't know. But I finally got to see your stuff in person, so that's nice. It's very, very nice work.
she's good at what she does, no doubt about it.
Who are you talking about?
Allison,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
she's really good at what she does.
Yeah, she had because I don't know anything about her jewelry, and she had a little like a lucite pad kind of like, and she had a piece how she does her piece in stages. So that was really interesting. I'd never, I haven't seen any other artists pull out kind of like an example of how they actually make what they do. So that was really cool. I like that. So yeah, it was good to see her.
Well, honestly, I don't pay too much attention to jewelers, painters. I just know who they are, but when I'm at the show, as much as I want to look around and see other people's work, I don't pay that much attention to everybody else. The only artwork that I tend to gravitate to see a lot is glass and ceramics.
Yeah. Well, I just walked it on Friday, so I wasn't working, so I just walked the whole thing because I wanted to see who got in. But yeah, it was a very good show. It was good weather, I thought, except for that rain during the night, but it was a little cold, but on the next day, but it was good. Sun came out, everything was good.
That's awesome. I wish I had that kind of weather where I was. But that's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, it's a movie line. I know. Oh my God, it's almost done.
Almost done.
I've been working and fixing my receipt for the last year for almost 2 hours. And one thing that I find out, my accountant, even everything is in QuickBooks, he also wants me to print all the self receipts. Not to have it just in the computer. I need to have a paper backup just in case something happens. Other than the fact that if you get outed, they want paper copies, no digital files. So don't ask me. That's what I'm being told. So when is your next show for anybody?
I have a one-day, September 25th.
Which one is that one?
Oh, it's just it's around a park. It's called Art in the Park.
Where's that?
Francis Park in St. Louis.
Okay.
I don't know. There is one this weekend I didn't sign up for, but in St. Charles, Mosaic.
I was you. I will give it a try with that show.
Mosaic.
Yeah. Because your logo, I think that if you're out of town, it's not worth doing it. But your logo, you might do better.
But it is Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, so it's, you get a longer shot at it, but it was, I think it used to be in August, didn't it? It was so hot. One year I went to look and it was just so hot, and they're on the cobblestones and it was just so hot. I thought it would not be any fun. But now, I don't know.
I always recall being in September, to be honest.
Well, it must have just been a really hot September then.
Yeah.
It was, we were really hot.
Yeah, back in the old days.
Yeah,
Well, we just finished a whole, I don't know, heat wave, and now we're back to normal, which is in the 80s. We had a 2/3 an inch of rain, and most of it was all in like a, I don't know, 6-hour period. So wasn't, most of it ran off because the ground was too dry to absorb it. Tropical Storm K, which was a hurricane originally somewhere down off of Baja, California.
Oh, wow.
So by the time it got up to San Diego, it was just a tropical storm, and it was heading out over the ocean, but dropped some rain on us. I'm going to be going to a business expo for a show next week. I don't know how that's going to go, so we'll see.
What's it about?
It's small businesses local to San Diego, maybe Southern Orange County, you know, and it, but a lot of it's services, industry type stuff, and then multi-level marketing stuff.
And you're gonna be the only,
I think I'm the only art type,
Right.
or make it myself type artist, at least. There's some fancy catering and baking type stuff. There's craft breweries that have tables there. A candy maker. But all the like jewelry is multi-level marketing. There's makeup. There's exercise clothing. But I don't know. And then there's some nonprofit booths local to the area.
You know, the good thing about doing those things is like even if you don't do anything, it's the connections you make on those things.
Exactly.
There's still connections because I've done a couple of things that just led me to one permanent interior designer that gives me a lot of work for hanging out work. So, you know, you never know. I wish you the best of luck on that.
Yeah, you never know where your connections are gonna go.
And David is visible now.
I am.
Welcome, David. We've been waiting to see you.
Oh, yeah, you probably don't want to see me when I'm eating.
Oh,
So I've got a show coming up this weekend. It's in Lakeville, Minnesota, and really well-run show. I mean, it's not on a lot of people's radar screen, but the director there just does everything really well, takes good care of the artists, and sales aren't bad either usually.
where is that?
Lakeville is a outer suburb of Minneapolis, so about half hour south, I would say.
So what can you say about it?
It's about 90 artists, I think, usually. It's run by an art center, and it's around the grounds of the art center is kind of around this block, and it's almost like a park-like setting around this old church that serves as an art center. And the director, her name is Sarah Stoll, and I mean, she's the type of director that comes around and every artist meets her, and she cares about how people are doing, and she always seems to bring a pretty good crowd to the show. She's one of the good ones.
That is a great thing. You know,
Yeah.
all things considered, you balance the income and the pain in the rear that any given show gives you.
Right. And they have a good artist awards dinner too.
Well, food is always good.
Yep.
And like the show that we did this past weekend, is it our most lucrative? No. But it's a decent show. It's well run. It's I don't know, a couple hours from home. We stay overnight because the drive is not like you get on the interstate and go home. It's up and downhill like a roller coaster.
Wow.
So we stay overnight, but we go out to dinner, and you know, it's kind of like, okay, we sometimes meet up with other artists, friends who are out there. And that kind of balances out. Okay, so we don't make $80,000, but not that we've ever made that much. But
In a year.
yeah, in a year. But it does, you know, we're both over 75. We're not going to decide to do a show that is more trouble than it's worth. And that's part of it. You know, we could, not that we're wired this way, but we could sit home on the couch and still survive on peanut butter sandwiches. It is, but there's something about being out there, and y'all know it is not a life of luxury. It's a challenge. But there's something about the challenge. So you do it as long as it makes sense for you.
Yeah.
But if you got a show that's going to run you through the ringer, yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Not gonna bother with that.
Hey, I'm 55, and I want to do some shows if they're too difficult to do, because I would be run down by the next day.
Yeah, and things change along the way.
Yeah.
You know, like for Larry, it's one thing if you're married and have a wife that's supportive.
Mhm.
Another if you're doing it alone. Your values change and they're different. There just is absolutely no sense in being tortured for any of this. Money isn't worth it. Okay, off my soapbox.
Sounded like hard-earned wisdom to me, Teresa.
Yeah, well, we've only been doing this for 20 years. We did other things, and we're not about to do things that don't make sense to us.
I just have another LinkedIn post. If it doesn't make sense to you, don't do it.
Yeah, you got that.
Hey, everybody I know gets a pension.
Not quite everybody you know.
No, I mean, I know a lot of retired teachers.
Ah, there you go.
And look at me, I have to work for a living.
Yeah. Because
Hey,
you have puppies that depend on you to bring their chow to them.
Right. And actually, if I look back, I never considered what I did working through my last 45 years. So it's what it is. It's, you know, either you have fun doing what you're doing or
don't do it, right?
get a pension.
I have a friend who had been working in a corporate job and she got laid off. And she probably could have gotten another corporate job. But she decided that she wanted to do something she thought was more important, so she became a teacher, and then she was tortured for 20 years by the school bureaucracy.
It's worse now.
Oh,
Oh no, she just retired. So
Yeah,
So-
it's terrible now.
she liked dealing with the kids. She felt good about that part, but
At one time, I was going to go into special ed. I started a master's and then fell into photography.
I have a teacher friend who said, you know, as things have changed, I've always loved dealing with the kids, but the parents are not invested in their children anymore. And I couldn't handle it. And it just broke my heart. You know, we do things that feed the soul. And when we see parents who don't respect their children, who don't care about them, who want to climb the corporate ladder, it can be disappointing.
well, I think
Not that they shouldn't pay $10,000 for a particular photograph on their wall, Oscar. But you know, we kind of do have a different mindset. It isn't buying a scarf from Walmart. It's having a scarf that speaks to you.
well,
And-
Teresa, I would challenge your friend just a little bit, because there are school districts where the parents don't care about the kids, no doubt. There are lots of school districts where the parents care about the kids, but keeping the bull from the door is the priority, and the kids' education doesn't get the attention it deserves. And there are parents who care very much about their kids, but weren't raised to respect schooling, so they don't impart that respect into their children. And then there are the parents who are so overprotective that they make life hell for everybody in the school. You know, and they don't respect the teachers because their little darlings are too precious to be subjected to the stress of learning.
A friend that I met at the farmer's market said that her daughter-in-law is a helicopter parent to the nth degree. and her granddaughter has graduated from high school, is going to college in the Netherlands. Thank you very much, Mom. You can't reach me here.
That's great.
And it is one of those things that, you know, it is always a balance, and no matter whatever you do, you figure out, you know, what feeds you economically,
Mhm.
spiritually. Yeah, it all makes a difference. But I would really honestly rather deal with some of the crazy customers we've had and not work at Walmart. Thank you very much.
Right.
Some of those crazy customers would be at Walmart too, so you're way better off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always stand at the door and welcome them.
Well, that's true. And check their veracity.
That's the retiree's job here, the greeter job.
Yeah.
It's always somebody, it seems, with white hair asking you if you want a cart. Then telling
Well,
you at the end of the thing to get it.
well, actually, I was reading that their job is not to be comfortable for the customer. It's their job is actually to make sure that the customer is not stealing from the company.
Well, this is on the way in.
Yeah, but it does say something. It says somebody's watching you.
Well, you know, there's a good side to it and that they're watching you and for you. Which part of the store do you want to find what you want? Go that way. That's a good thing.
Hey, I figured out a better way to do that.
Tell us.
I have the store phone number on my iPhone. And if I'm looking for something, I just call the front office. And
I go
ask
to the
where it
Walmart
is.
website.
Well,
There's some things that are better deals in Walmart than Amazon, and the deliveries are pretty good.
well, you can also pick up. You can order online and then go pick it up.
Right. It turns out that there's stuff you would never find in a Walmart store that's available on the Walmart website.
Well, that's because their website uses something like Amazon. Anything you want, you can find there, but it's not them selling it to you.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't
Mhm.
care. I like pistachio oil. I found it at a Trader Joe's once and fell in love with it. It's really a great oil for a salad dressing. And it's not in my local supermarket, and I've seen it in Whole Foods occasionally, but it's on the Walmart website.
Go to
And
Amazon, you can order it from Whole Foods and have it delivered the same day.
I don't care if I get it the same day, and it's actually cheaper on Walmart than it is on the company that makes it, the website of the company that makes it.
Well, that's because they're not, that's how things work.
Well, the primary difference is the shipping. Walmart, if I buy enough, Walmart gives me free shipping, and these people, I can't get free shipping from them unless I buy all sorts of stuff I don't want.
Right. $50 minimum, $75 minimum, whatever.
Exactly. So there's always some stuff I want that's available at Walmart that I wouldn't necessarily buy from Walmart, except that I want to get the pistachio oil, so why not?
Well,
But
even their prices have gone up.
the Hormel my supermarket used to carry Hormel microwavable meals that would take 60 seconds, and I like some of them. And then they disappeared. They're not in my supermarket anymore, and they're on the Walmart website. So
They disappeared in under a minute.
the ShopRite decided not to carry them anymore, and Walmart still does. I'm not sure how long Hormel's going to keep making them, but
Actually, they probably stopped years ago. Look at the expiration date.
I got a batch, yesterday. I'll look at the expiration dates, Larry, and let you know.
Idea.
Well, you get the turkey spam probably.
So David, we see your name here so often, and it's nice to see you. I take it that there is something amusing and occasionally useful to you.
Oh, yeah. It's a good way to keep up with what's going on.
You know, I mean, sometimes the conversations are extremely interesting, and sometimes we're just sort of ranting about this or that.
Right, right. Yeah, sometimes if my video is not on, I might be working or something like that. So I'm still listening.
It's like listening to an audiobook.
Right.
Only more random. You never know what you're going to hear.
I noticed neither Bonnie nor Barry have come back since their fight.
They might, oh, well, actually, Bonnie was pissed at me, not Barry.
Oh, okay.
I thought she was pissed at both of you.
Okay, both of us. I didn't go to court's meeting last Tuesday night. Bonnie was probably there. Next time I'll text her right before the meeting or send her a message through Facebook. She doesn't answer email or telephone. Since she got,
She was at the court meeting, but just for a little bit, not too long. The last one.
Well, I hope she's feeling okay.
She was on Facebook. I saw something from her and she was saying something that she feels like shaving her head again. I told her she has to show us a pink mohawk first.
yeah, I read that also.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I'm gonna take off for the rest for today, and I'll see you all next week.
Okay.
All right.
Take care, Frank.
Bye.
Y'all take care. I'll be in touch.
I sent you the Calendly link, Teresa. It's for half an hour, but we don't have to use it all if we don't need it.
Okay. Thank you, Frank.
You know, I'm not committing you to half an hour.
Appreciate that.
Okay, take care.
You too.
So David, what kind of work you do?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do landscape photography. So most of my work is kind of more regional centric, like the North Shore of Lake Superior is kind of my specialty, but I have work from out west as well, like Utah, Oregon. Oregon's kind of a favorite of mine.
Awesome.
Is your
And
website,
I've seen,
is your website under your name?
well, if you search my name, you'll find it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And how did you find this group?
David, how you find the group?
Frozen right now.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been nice chatting with you and catching back up with you. Hope you have a great week. Take care.
And
You-
put here,
Bye-bye.
everybody take care.
Okay, Oscar, bye.
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 I guess it's time to play with dogs and
Go to sleep.
we'll have to,
Dinner.
yeah. Okay, talk to you next week.
All right. Annette,
Bye-bye.
you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. That's a great domain name.
Yeah, I guess it is. It's easy. That's
It's
for sure.
easy and everybody will remember it.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
I'm really good at stuff like that.
Okay,
And actually, I was really surprised it was available.
yeah. So how do I get it from you?
Well, you don't have to, or, I mean, you could just give me the information where you want where you want the name to point.
Okay, like I don't know any of this stuff. I don't even know how I got my website set up, so.
Right, or,
I mean, I had a name and then I don't know, and then I got a Squarespace and I guess I told it what it is. So would I do the same thing if I use Squarespace again? I would just say this is the domain.
well, yeah, and then they would give you instructions on how to point the name to Squarespace, and then I do that in the back end.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Or if you want, you can set up an account with the name hosting company that I use. And then I could transfer the name to you in a second.
oh,
But then you have to figure out how to do everything with it.
yeah. Maybe I
I
should,
mean, I have like 50 names registered right now.
yeah, I know John has a lot of names that he's got, but yeah, I don't even know how to do, so. I guess if you have it, that's fine, and then I can just,
Yeah, I mean, as long as I have it, it's not going to disappear.
okay, and then I just pay you.
Yeah.
Give you a check or whatever,
Yeah, or a credit card number. It's not,
okay. Okay. All right. Well. Okay, so now it's there, so I can set up something.
right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is all, since I've switched over to this, it's like, I guess I'll have two separate things in case I ever go back to painting, because I mean, looking at these things at the art fair, I mean, there's a guy, that sold probably more than $50,000, and it's like big, it's more like painting pieces. I feel these little things, I'm never gonna be able to make much money, it's like, I don't know that I can make enough to live selling these things, so it's like,
Well, you need either you need to raise your prices or you need some kind of production.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know if I can paint them fast enough is the thing, they take a little while to do.
Right, so that's where you have to raise your prices.
Okay. And hope people find the value in it, so.
Well, they will. You'll see the number of people will change. You'll probably make more money selling less,
Okay,
and the people, when you raise your prices, the people will appreciate the value.
oh, okay. Okay, and talking to people at the art fair, it sounds like I definitely need to do more and apply to more. I mean,
Definitely.
I kind of, haven't really done too much, but then I've applied for like 6 or 7 in Florida, and I'm a little nervous that I won't have, I mean, if they would sell, I might not have enough product. Because they're all within, those 3 months, so then it's like, but I guess you can always back out.
Yeah, but you don't be afraid of applying.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I could just apply and see if I even get in, so.
Right. And you should make a nice booth sign with your
Yeah.
domain name.
I'm working on that.
No,
so-
with your domain name.
Oh, with my domain name. Yeah, well, I
And
already made one with the art atmospheres, so it will have to be another one. I've almost got that one complete, so I had him 3D print it, so it's like, it took a little bit. But,
And when you do make your booth sign, use uppercase letters for the P and the B. The first letter of each word.
okay,
So people read it as two words, which is what you want them to do.
oh, okay, so that's important. Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just a jumble of letters.
Do you think it matters if it's script or,
It needs to be easily read from 15 feet away.
okay,
So whether it's script or, regular block letters, it doesn't matter as long as you can read it from 15 feet.
okay,
Otherwise, it loses its value.
right. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to really pay attention to the booths that I saw this weekend, because I figure, well, these are the people that are doing something right to be there, so. I don't know, some of them were really good.
Yeah,
some
but
of
you
them I'm
need
like,
to-
how did there?
You need to look at their jury images and their booth picture, not actually what they have at the show.
There, right, well, one guy's, his was really different,
I mean, St. Louis has an open jury.
yeah. Yeah,
They have a mock jury too, which I've been a juror for. But they have an open jury for the regular jury.
yeah, I went to the first day of that, you can only go to the first day,
Okay, so you've seen everybody's images
but I
projected.
went. Yeah, and then the one guy, I didn't recognize his stuff, he was a glass guy, and then. It didn't look like anything I remember seeing, and then he showed me his images for the art fair were all black and white, very sophisticated looking, and then he's got at the art fair, he's got like fish and octopuses and other stuff, and I was like, well, that's not what I saw.
Yeah, and you
Really
hope that-
different, I'd be surprised if they didn't say something.
Right, I was gonna say, he probably hopes the jurors or the show director didn't say anything.
And it's on his website, the other stuff, so I
Gotta
know
just if
it's
my
really
dog has to go out.
good. Okay. So how many,
Sorry, I disappeared there.
oh no, how many shows do you do a year?
I average about 16.
Oh, okay.
So last year I did 12. The year before that I did 1 because there weren't really any shows. But normal year seems to be about 16 for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how about you?
I'm just starting, so this is
Okay.
just completed like 1 year, and I don't know how many did I do in a year? Probably 1. Maybe like 6. I haven't really done 7, I haven't done that many.
Okay.
I think I really need to step it up because I haven't really made anything yet. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't travel real far compared to some artists. I stay pretty much within about a state away from where I live.
yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, if I have to travel, I don't want to go to Oregon because I'm in the middle of the country, so, but probably. But we have well, his dad lives in Florida, so that's not a problem. But
Yeah. Where do you live?
St. Louis,
Okay.
St. Charles, close to
Well,
St.
that's kind of nice to have St. Louis local to you,
I know, if I can make it in, I gotta
right?
keep trying.
The problem with a show of that caliber is it's really hard to get into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. But you know what?
You know who gets in all the time?
Who?
Marion Steen.
Yes, she's not even grandfather. I'm not sure how she gets in every
She
year.
gets in every year, but she's a phenomenal painter.
She is very good. She had a good spot too. She was like right on the corner. I didn't talk to her because she's always got somebody in her booth, but yeah, her stuff is really nice.
Yeah.
But I almost felt like,
She used to send me her paintings to photograph
oh,
years ago.
well, I told John, I said, I think I should email the director and just say, hey, because the people were getting in at the very last minute. Somebody on the waiting list that was an emerging artist a couple years ago, she got in like a week before. That they were still calling people up, or maybe less than a week. And I was like, maybe I should call and say, hey, I'm available and this is my new body of work, because they had people that didn't show up. And there was a guy that makes fire pits. that got in. He makes those ball
Mm.
irons. And I don't think he was even on the original list. So it's like, well, how did he get in? Yeah.
I would assume that anybody that got in the show applied and was put on a waiting list.
Yeah, I guess that could be. And they were all. I
Um,
wasn't on the waiting list, so I felt like, well, I can't really maybe say that, but I thought, well, they have empty spots, so, you know, it might be nice to fill them in, because like poor Allison didn't have anybody next to her. She was kind of like all alone. So, I don't know. But it is a very good show.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they really, I mean, I volunteered and even all of that, it all runs so smoothly, you know, they just really have it dialed in.
Plus, they have a great program for student artists
Yeah,
where
what-
they actually work with the artists, helping them set up and working in their booth and then breaking down at the end of the show. So they know exactly what it's like to sell at an art show.
right, well, that's the thing I did. I did it last year.
Oh, okay.
That I did. But, well, one thing, one of the artists told me about St. Louis, that she said, why it's such a good show is because all of the people are very knowledgeable. She said, you know, they really know what questions to ask. They're very into the art, I guess, more than other cities. She said it really wouldn't necessarily think that. I wouldn't think St. Louis would be like this art, you know, I don't know. But she said that the people here really know their art, and she was very impressed by that. So maybe that's why people really come out for it.
Well, they support the show. I mean, that all the major shows in the country are supported well by, you know, the people that live in the communities.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's really what makes it. Okay. Well,
Glad you made it back, David, but everybody left.
Yeah, yeah, my iPhone got too hot. It was in the sun. So it shut down.
That's interesting. Is it an iPhone?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never heard of that happen.
it will happen if you're in your car.
or if you have it sitting in the sun, that might happen. Well, like at the beach. It's not good. I'll put it in the sun.
You know, I installed the new operating system this morning, but I don't see much of a change.
Really?
Yeah, iOS 16.
Oh, yeah.
I always wait to do mine until they get all the bugs out.
I mean, after the next release, I mean, there was a 15.9 or something also. But it won't make a difference because in another week or so, there'll be an update fixing the bugs.
Yeah.
And it was fine. It told me it would take 3 days to download.
Okay.
Took a half hour. It's probably because their server was overloaded. So many people were downloading it at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Hmm. I've always heard, and I don't know how true it is, but that it's better to upgrade through iTunes wired to your computer versus over the air. I don't know if that makes a difference.
I don't either. I know that I have a 13 Pro. I can connect it to my Windows 10, my Windows 7 computer without a problem. But I can't get my Windows 10 computer to recognize it.
Hmm.
So when I upgraded, I had a 6S. I backed it up on my Windows 7 computer and I restored it onto the new phone. And it's fine, you know, everything was there. But I can't get my Windows 10 computer to recognize the phone in iTunes on Windows 10.
That is weird.
I mean,
I could see it being the other way around, but
I mean, I don't care because, you know, I don't need it for anything. I don't back up my phone on the computer. I back it up to the cloud.
Right.
So,
Interesting.
yeah, just don't give me all those pictures I've deleted already. And they do because they're on the cloud.
Yeah.
So, all right, I guess that's it.
All right.
Okay, well, if I don't get it, a check to you in the mail, I'll call you and give you my credit card.
Yeah, no, it's not a rush.
I probably won't be doing anything immediately because I'm slow.
See
Actually,
you guys.
all right, take care, David.
I,
Bye.
One of the things you can do is send me a couple of pictures and I could put up a one-page website.
Oh.
With your contact information, so you could start promoting it
oh, that's a good idea.
when you do shows.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's like the ones I use for the mock jury.
Depending on how big they are, yeah. Let's see. No, the ones you sent me were really small.
Oh, what do they need to be? I think I had to make them smaller to send to you because you
Well,
asked.
I make them smaller, but you sent me 400s and 500s, right?
So what do they need to be? Like 19?
Well,
Like,
No, well, I mean, you could send me your jury images and I could use those. But I'm only gonna put them up maybe 500 or 600 pixels. There's no reason to put big pictures on a website.
okay.
See, what I would do is put one of the structure with the balls and one of your booth picture.
You would use a booth picture?
Why not?
I don't know.
Is that what your booth looks like it shows?
Well, I bought more shelves, so it won't look like that quite, but and I'm gonna
I
make.
mean, with the big colored circles on the pro.
Yeah, it'll be big colored circles, but it's gonna be different a little
Well,
bit.
no, but anybody looking at it will recognize it as your booth.
Oh, right, yes, you're correct.
I mean, I guess I could use these. If they're too small, you'll see when you look at it on your computer.
Okay.
So,
I'll be able to put in paintedballs.com and it'll come up.
well, it will, and right now it comes up on my hosting company, my name, place where I buy names from.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I was really amazed that it was available.
So you were just looking for a different
Well,
domain?
no, I knew what name I wanted. And I was really surprised to see that it was available.
Oh, well, maybe nobody does that.
No, because usually when you have names with specific words, they're all taken.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have to get even more creative.
Right. Okay.
I remember one time I registered the name Broken Cookies just for the hell of it. And I put up a website and I had a picture of a broken cookie on the front page.
Oh, that's funny. And do people visit?
No, I didn't promote it.
Okay.
And then eventually I dropped the name. But I do have a really good name that I've been saving for years. arthasnolimits.com.
Oh, that is nice.
And I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
Well, I don't know. Blog or something?
I don't know.
I'm not good at that.
I mean, it's the type of name that somebody might be willing to pay for.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yep, they probably would.
But, you know, it's just one of those things. I thought about it and it was available, so I bought it.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
The trick is getting your own name.
Like your first and last name.
Yeah,
Is that hard?
depends. I have,
Mine
I
would be
have,
hard.
I have LarryBerman.com. And I got MaryBerman.com for my wife, and that's where I put up a memorial for her.
Oh, okay.
But when I first tried to get Larry Berman, somebody else had it.
Oh, really? Another Larry Berman?
Yep.
Oh, I don't think
And-
there's that many with my name. I don't
and
know.
I contacted him and I registered the name Lawrence Berman. And
Okay.
I contacted him and he said, well, my name is really Lawrence. Nobody calls me Larry. So we traded names
What? Oh, that's cool.
and I've had it ever since.
Oh, that's good. Nice. Yeah, I haven't looked for mine, I guess, because mine was Walls, which is like, I don't know, spelled weird. But I don't know. So now I need to remake my business cards. I just ordered more and now I'm gonna have to redo. So like, oh no.
Yeah, but I think Painted Balls is really cool name.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you're gonna get people that are gonna laugh, but nobody is gonna forget it.
that's true. And that's what you want. Something
Right,
small. So,
right. And they won't have to ask you how it's spelled.
yeah, that's right. That's good. All righty then. Okay, well, thank you, Larry. Glad you got my back.
All right.
Okay, so we actually bought a piece of art and it's balls. You wouldn't believe it. It's like, I can't believe this guy, he's a woodworker and it's like a bowling ball sized ball that he turned and it's like some root, of a tree and it's got like cracks in it and he put it in a twig and it's got more little wooden balls in it. It's crazy. I'm like, here I am selling them and his was real. I mean, it was much more than mine, of course. But it was pretty cool. I just had to have it because he said he only had 3. I was like, oh, I have to have one.
Should have asked him to trade.
I know. Well, he was really a hippie. I was like, oh my. I think he makes salt and pepper shakers on his business. That's what he sells most of.
Right.
This was it's pretty cool. I'll have to show you a picture. But it's just funny. I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. Anyway.
That's neat.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will
See you next week.
send you something or call you with a credit card.
All right.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Larry.
All right. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.